Hi everyone! Do you ever stop and think how your life would be if your grandparents hadn't done what they did many years ago? I'm sure many of you would relate. Today, I would like to tell you where my family identity came from by discussing our traditions, how we communicate with each other, and how we came to be what we are today, all drawing back to my grandmother's passport that was stamped when she and my grandpa moved to America from Italy. Italian traditions are especially important when it comes to holidays. For example, in Italian tradition, Christmas is a time where you make 7 different types of fish, along with a few different types of meat, and of course, pasta. Both my grandma and my grandpa were huge cooks when they lived in Italy, and they brought their one of a kind taste to Brooklyn, New York, and then here at Albuquerque. Italians define family as their number 1 priority, so it is important for my great grandparents to pass down their traditions to my grandparents, to which they passed down to my mom, my aunt, and my uncle. My family stresses communication qualities that most pluralistic families express. According to McCormack 2013, pluralistic families communicate in open and unconstrained ways, discussing a broad range of topics and exploring them in depth. For any of you that are Italian or have been around Italian families, you'll notice that there will be many conversations going on at once. Italians also communicate using their hands. Depending on how you look at it, that can either be a good thing or a bad thing. My grandparents moved to America in 1956, living in Brooklyn, New York. Not knowing the English language and just a few dollars in their pocket, they made a great life for my mom and her siblings. My grandfather is a very hard worker and worked countless hours a day in construction. My grandmother was a seamstress, and no matter how bad her hands hurt or the time it took her, she never stopped. The most important thing that my grandparents have taught me is hard work. Still to this day, almost 80 years old and 60 years after they moved to America, they never slow down or give up. If there is anything that our generation takes for granted, it is our grandparents. Fortunately, I do have a very close family, and I would continue to learn and cherish my grandparents and the life they started for us here in America. What I would want you to take away today is how you wouldn't be who you are if it hadn't been for some of the decisions your grandparents have made along the way. The traditions they brought, the cultural communication they lived by, and how they got there are all things that make you and your family today. My grandmother's passport is just the start of a wonderful life they made here in America that strive from their hard work and success. I can't help but think now how different my life would be if they hadn't made that move. Take a moment and remember what you got here today. Thank you.